Welcome to our 15th annual Canadian Black History Celebration. Our theme this year is unity and kindness because it brings us all together. The Diverse Voices Unite team has worked in unison and collaboration to put together an event that covers our collective Canadian history, African percussion and dance, a local youth activity center, and a local artist that will bring us together through sharing, song, and dance. Diversity is about creating a culture that strives for equity and embraces and respects and accepts and values difference. We can reach this through learning about each other, having courageous conversations, and making the decision to spread love and not hate. So without further ado, let our celebration begin. It is my honor to call upon Miss Brenna LeMay, teacher and chaplain at St. Peter's.
God of every people, race, and culture, we rejoice in the wonderful diversity of our human family, each person made in your own image. Help us to honor and learn from the history of Black communities across Canada, to stand in solidarity with them in their quest for justice and respect, and to work together toward a future where every person is cherished, where everyone's dignity is upheld. Where racism and discrimination still linger, change our hearts and show us how to love like you. We praise you, Father, through Jesus, your Son, in the Holy Spirit, one God forever and ever. Amen. I now welcome former student and our current Barrie Mayor, Alex Nuttall, to share a special message.
Thank you. It's certainly an honor to be back at St. Peter's. I'm not moving as quickly as I did as a student around here right now, but it's really great to be back. And I see Councillor Morales from the City of Barrie is here as well, the Ward 9 councillor for this area. I just wanted to share a message with you about essentially, first of all, the impact St. Peter's had on my life. When 20 years ago, next month, I was student mayor in the City of Barrie, and I got to follow the mayor around, and forever that changed my life, and it was incredible. And I know this school is so incredibly supportive, and that's why we're here today. It is an inclusive place. It is a place where people can come together, be accepted, grow together, learn together, and succeed together. And the reality is, as we're celebrating Black History Month, that Black heritage is not just Black heritage, it's also Canadian heritage, Canadian history. When you look around Barrie, you don't have to go very far. You know, one of the things that I've learned since I became mayor was the Black families who helped literally build this city, and hearing those stories, and I think you'll hear some of that today. And then just outside of Barrie, we have the oldest African Canadian church, and I believe it's the oldest in North America now, still standing, and it is a site that is the crown jewel. And so I just want to really recognize that Black history is Barrie's history, it's Ontario's history, and it's Canadian history. And I'm so excited that you're celebrating that here in the school here in St. Peter's, but also remember, this isn't just for 1 month or 1 day, that is something we need to recognize throughout the year. So thank you for having me today. I hope it's an incredible ceremony, and please, if there's anything I can do to be supportive as you continue to grow, learn, and succeed, please let me know. Thank you.
What you are going to see, everyone, shortly is we're going to have some student interviews. We are going to see where we are at right now in our school. We were asking students a variety of questions. Staff and students were asked, why are we celebrating Canadian Black history? What can we do to promote inclusivity and diversity? And what are the roadblocks to dissolving racism? So you'll be seeing those interviews shortly.
Why should we celebrate Black History Month? I think we should celebrate Black History Month because it gives a great look into why racism has formed and why it's not a good thing, and like why there's so many stigmas and rules in place. And it's good knowledge.
I think it's important for people to know the history of what African Americans have been through, Canada and the United States.
Because it's very important to our culture and just to learn about it.
We should celebrate Black History Month because it helps bring people together, and it helps people who aren't Black learn more about Black people, and it's also good to be diverse and equal.
What are you doing to promote diversity and inclusivity in our community?
I think one of the things that I do in my classrooms is I ask questions and I promote conversation.
Well, I'm participating in a lot throughout dance and meeting other people in dance. I've done a lot of things revolving around culture and stuff, and just meeting new people and, just promoting it and participating as much as I can. And yeah.
What are the roadblocks to dissolving racism?
I think the roadblocks to dissolving racism is ignorant people and people who won't let bygones be bygones.
People aren't open-minded and respectful to people of color.
The roadblocks to dissolving racism, well, you know what? There are a few. So I won't have time to list every single one of them, but I think one of the biggest ones is, if you want to stop hate, you can't expect to use hate to stop hate, right? Dr. Martin Luther King said the only way that you can get people to love is love. Love is the only thing that will do it.
Thank you so much for your patience, everyone. Today's about the message, and we're all learning and all in this together. I would now is proud to welcome my mother's childhood friend and my mentor, historian with the Ontario Historical Society, Janie Cooper Wilson.
You kids are awesome. I was here in 2008, the very first Black History event that was held, that Manon, your Miss Heron, organized. And I don't know if you know the story, but she went home to her mom only to discover that we had been friends. I was 16 and Millie was what, 13, Millie? 60 years later, we meet again. So would you please give a hand for Manon's mom and her dad. I watched Miss Heron come along for quite a while. I've mentored her, and you couldn't have anyone better coaching this project. I'm a descendant of the Oro African Church. In 2016, we did the grand reopening, and we're working on the second phase now, which will help all of you children, all the schools in Barrie, Simcoe County, all over the world. We hope to have an interpretation center open this summer to start. We'll build on it to put together all the history of how it all fits together and culminates in Simcoe County. I hope that I will see your faces. I won't remember your names, because I'm old. Yes, I am. And I forget. But you'll be loved and welcomed, and I'm available at any time to help you out. Okay? I worked with your student justice team. I'm so pleased to be back, meeting old and new friends, getting my hugs. When you're old, you love that sort of thing, right? And I hope to see some of these young dancers performing at our event in Sunnydale this year. God bless you all. Enjoy. Let's get to the drums. Rudy Kwame Williams.
I am now proud to welcome arts and culture business professional Kwame Williams and Janelle to the stage.
I know the seating is prohibitive and you can't get up and dance, but I expect to see everyone tapping their feet, clapping their hands with a big smile as if you're a part of our village today, okay? So I declare you all part of our village today. Are you ready? Okay.
How's that sound?
Help me to take this.
Now I am proud to welcome Shaq Edwards, the founder of Shaq's World.
Good morning. Good morning, St. Pete's. I don't even know if I need this mic. Hello? 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 Okay. 1 second. Good morning, guys. How many of you have heard of Shaq's World? Can I see a show of hands? Okay, okay. How many have been to Shaq's World? Okay, a lot of hands in the front row. A couple people back there. Okay, all right, that's good. So, I am Shaq of Shaq's World. How many of you know what Shaq stands for? How many of you know what that stands for? Anyone want to guess? S-H-A-K, what could that stand for? There we go. Okay, so Shaq's World is an innovative way for us to bring youth into a positive, uplifting space. So our mission is to create respectful, successful athletes and community members through mentorship, sport, and community engagement. What does that mean? We've got a ton of basketball programs in partnership with Canada Basketball and Nike now. Woot! And we've partnered with various groups in the community to make sure that there's a safe space for you all to gather. So we offer things like youth nights. We offer drop-ins after school, so raise of hands for anyone that enjoys art. You have to put your hand up. Nice. Nice. So we offer art programs, we offer dance, yoga, and recently we added a cooking drop-in. So we teach how to cook simple meals at home. Does any of this sound interesting? Wake up, guys! Wake up! All right, so this is our cooking. We're gonna go through, this is our kitchen. So at Shaq's World, we are a 13,000 square foot youth mental and physical wellness facility. We've got access to computers, tablets, homework help, really a wraparound space for you guys. So the only rule that we have at Shaq's World, can you guess what it is? Stay humble and kind. So we're gonna go through a very quick exercise so I can show you what that looks like in real time. Can I get 10 people that wanna get up here with me? 10 people? Hands, 1. Hands, 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 2. Don't be scared. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why sit in the front row if you don't want to play the game? Why sit in the front row if you don't want to play the game? Come on, get up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. I need one more. You win. Okay. So, one of the keys to being humble and kind, guys, is showing humility to people because you don't always know what someone's going through. Am I right? I don't think you know absolutely everything that's going on with the person next to you. So we're gonna do a little visual activity on what that looks like. So all of you guys face that way. Okay? What I'm gonna do is a motion, okay? What you guys are gonna do is copy the motion that the person behind you shows you, okay? Make sense? Okay. Don't break the line. Don't break the line. Oh, no, we gotta do a new one now. You can't use words, guys. You can't tell her what it is. What do you guys think is going to happen at the end of this exercise? Okay, so you got to show her what it is. Tap on his shoulder and show him what it is. All right, so we're at the end. Step up. Show us what the move is. Okay, so do you guys want to know what the real move was? How did we get here? How did we get here? The reason I like this example is because what you need to keep in mind at all times is that your actions will affect someone down the line. They may change over time, they may get a little better, but your actions will always change someone else over time, okay? This is also a great representation of broken telephone. So if someone tells you something in confidence and you tell someone else, you're not really telling the full story. So that person now has a quarter of the story that the first person told you, and that affects people very deeply. Thank you, guys. If you want information, go to the source, okay? Go to the source. So what I'm gonna leave you with now, because I know I don't have much time, guys, is that in this life, life does not care what you look like. Life does not care who you are. Life does not care what you've been through. What we care about is how you make others feel, okay? So make sure that when you're out there in the world and you're growing and you're being amazing humans, you are always leaving people with a sense of joy or happiness, okay? And the best way to do that, guys, is to... Okay, can I get one more? Is to... How am I louder than you guys? One more time. The best way to live life is to... Thank you so much, St. Pete's. I hope to see some of you guys at the facility.
I am proud to welcome singer, songwriter, and performer Errol Lee to the stage.
Check, 1, 2. Hello, everyone. St. Pete's. So, my friends, throughout history, we had big dreams. Black folks had big dreams, right? But there were laws, rules, and other people who tried to make those dreams feel impossible. And yet, we never stopped trying to make those dreams come true. Next slide. So, here's a man. Have you ever heard the term or the phrase, the real McCoy? Okay. Teachers, adults in the room, have you heard the phrase, the real McCoy before? Okay, students, we got to bring this back. This is Elijah McCoy. This man has invented so many different inventions. By the time he was had passed away, he had 50 patents. And they were so amazing. One of the most amazing one was the fact that he studied mechanical engineering at 15 and invented something, a lubrication that kept the trains moving, right? We benefit from that. Who's been on the train? All of us benefit from that today. And so his inventions were so amazing, the ironing board, the water sprinkler, and many others, that people would say, I don't want anything, I don't want the knockoff, I want the real McCoy. And so the real McCoy is speaking to us way back in history. And he's saying this to us today. Dream the... It's scary. It's scary to dream the impossible. But you know what? He did in a time that for people like he and I, dreams were impossible. And he said, dreams do come. And so, what I've learned from the many Black Canadians throughout history who tried to make their dreams come true, you know, and though people and laws and so on tried to make those dreams feel impossible, they never stopped trying to make those dreams come true, is that I'm somebody. Screen up. All right. Next slide.
Somebody, be somebody, don't you understand? I'm somebody, you're somebody, we're somebody, is somebody, be somebody, don't you understand? somebody, hit somebody, be somebody, don't you understand? I'm somebody, you're somebody, with somebody, hit somebody, be somebody, don't you understand? I'm somebody, you're somebody, with somebody, hit somebody, be somebody, don't you understand? I'm somebody, you're somebody, with somebody, hit somebody, be somebody, don't you understand?
Thank you, my friends. So, as the screen comes down, Dr. Martin Luther King said, "And everybody's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness." He said, don't let anybody make you feel like you're nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. Always feel that your life has ultimate significance. I'm somebody, you're somebody, we're somebody. All right. So here's my friend, Dr. Jean Augustine, and she has everything to do with this moment. You see, Dr. Jean Augustine was a school teacher who said the seeds of a fruitful society are sown in the minds of its youth. She became a principal, and then she became the first Black female MP, Member of Parliament. There, she put forward a motion that we celebrate Black history in Canada. Let's hear from Dr. Jean Augustine. She gave me this video to show you.
I'm Jean Augustine. It's Black History Month in Canada. It was actually 28 years ago, December 1995, that I proposed a motion that we celebrate and designate Black History Month in Canada, a motion that was unanimously accepted by the Parliament of Canada. This year, the Black History Month theme is ours to tell, or stories to tell. In other words, it's up to you and it's up to all of us to keep the complete story of Canada. Because you see, Black history is all of our history. Black history is not just for Black people. It is Canada's history. And so our stories in Canada must be inclusive of all of us who are here, all of us who've joined our indigenous peoples to create this great country we call Canada. So let's do this in this month of February, Black History Month. Let's all tell our story and let's all share each other's story. Happy Black History Month in Canada.
Dr. Jean Augustine said that Black history is not just for Black people. As our mayor said earlier, it's our story to tell because it's Canadian history. We're better together. We're in this together. And so we tell the story because we about each, we about each. Yes, we're in this together. Let's go for it.
We care about each other. We care about clean air. We care about clean water. We care enough to share our life, our time, our hopes and dreams. We care enough to share our life, our time, our hopes and dreams. We care enough to share. We care about each other. We care about our world. We care about the future of every boy and girl. Their life, their time, their hopes and dreams. We care enough to share. Their life, their time, their hopes and dreams. We care enough to share. I see your future bright and clear in a world where we all care. I see us hand in hand across the land in peace and harmony. We care, we care, we care, we care.
About each. We out. Woo! Woo! All right. Might have hurt my heel a bit. So, Black history is our history. All right. Woo! All right, next slide. Actually, we're going to skip the next video and go to the picture. We're working with time. To the picture? Next picture? Okay, so just going to sit here for a bit. All right. So this is Edward O'Sullivan, and his name, people call him Bunny. Now, Bunny is a record producer from the West Indies. He's accomplished a lot. He's received the World Music Awards. So we're going to look at Black history as world history, right? He's received UK's People's Choice Awards, the Order of Distinction, and the list goes on and on. He's received a Grammy recently, and he is one of the people that when you study reggae music in university, they talk about this man, all right? And he met, next slide. Next slide. Okay, so this is one of the artists that he would have worked with, you know. One love, one, let's get together and... All right, okay. And you would have heard these ladies in the background of his songs. Next slide. Okay, so these ladies. Now, I think I'm okay now. This is Merlene Weber, and she partners with Cynthia Weber. They're both called the Weber sisters, excellent recording artists, pioneer women of reggae music. These women paved the way for other women in music. And now this is Rita, Bob Marley's wife, Marcia Griffith, and Judy Moet. Now, these women are the pioneer women of reggae music who paved the way for all other reggae artists who are females. And this guy, this is Anthony. People think that he is a Marley. Next slide. But he is actually, so people think he's one of these guys. This is Ziggy, and this is Stephen Marley. And this is Bunny, the icon music producer we're talking about. So he's not one of these guys. He's actually, next slide, the son of Merlene Weber with Bunny Lee, one of the icon women of reggae music with icon music producer. And Anthony wanted to be like his parents. So he wanted to do music like them. So he started very young. Next slide. He started in elementary school, singing and trying to write some songs to make things happen. And Anthony now is in university. He's going to Tyndale University. He's studying religious education, Bachelor of Religious Education, basically. And he's received an award recently from the university for community and youth leadership. He received the Harry Jerome Award, which is a national award for excellence in the arts. And he's featured in the BBPA, Black Business and Professional Association's Book of Excellence, where they chronicle 30 years of Canadian excellence, Black excellence. And the list goes on. He worked with the OPP, where he also received an award for working with at-risk youth. And he received an award right here from Barrie for contribution to the community in honor, contribution to the community through the arts. Contribution to the community in honor of Black history is from the town of Markham. And so the list goes on. This young man has accomplished a lot himself. But his awards are different than his parents. His awards focus on the arts, what he uses, and community, because he wanted to use his music to promote kindness and unity. And so I know this boy is the real McCoy, because Anthony's actually, next slide, Errol Anthony Lee. That's me. Thank you. Next slide. So Maya Angelou, who was a famous writer and poet, Oprah Winfrey's mentor, won over 50 or received over 50 honorary degrees in her lifetime. This is just amazing woman. She said this. Next slide. She said, "Success is liking yourself, Liken what you do and liken how you do it. Liken yourself, liken what you do and how you do it. That's success. So I am successful. But this is the thing. My success is not mine alone. It's our success because Black history is our history. Say it. Black history is our history. It's our story to tell. So, better me, better we. Better me, better we. We're better together. Right on. So, can you say it with me? How are we doing with time? We're okay? Okay. Can you say, better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community, yeah. So this is awesome, awesome. And it's awesome when you succeed because your success is our success. We're better together. We're in this together. Black history is our history. Okay, so let's wrap up on that song. Right on. Go for it.
Better me, better we, better community. Let's go.
Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Yeah.
Unity starts with unity.
Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Yeah.
Unity starts with
All about better me, better we, better
All right, sing with me.
Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Yeah.
Be the change that you
It's all
wanna
about character, being caring and kind, keeping in mind, everyone is valuable. It's all about character, never regret, showing respect, cause everyone is valuable. It's all about character, doing your part. With a kind heart.
All right, my friend.
Cause everyone is valuable.
Here we go.
It's all about character.
Everybody knows this part.
Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Yeah.
Unity starts with unity.
Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Yeah.
Unity starts with you and me.
Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Yeah. It's all about character, caring and kind, keeping in mind that everyone is valuable.
You're valuable.
It's all about character, never pretend to be a good friend, cause everyone is valuable. It's all about character, doing your part with a kind heart, cause everyone is valuable. It's all about character.
Here we go.
Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Yeah.
All right.
Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Yeah. Woo. Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we.
Let me hear you sing it. Let me hear those voices.
Better me, better we, better community.
Woo! Let's hear you. All right, everybody now.
Better me, better we, better community. Better me, better we, better community. Yeah. Woo! It's all about tell.
Thank you, everyone. Better me, better we, better community. Black history is our history. It's our story to tell. All right, we're in this together. My success is your success. Your success is my success. Thank you.
All right, you guys, you know what? This has been a learning experience. I'm so happy we did it. It wasn't about all the little mistakes. It wasn't about all of those things. It was about that we came together. It was about the message of spreading love and joy and unity and kindness. We did it, everybody. As our celebration comes to a close, remember to continue the conversations. This event would not happen without the support of our special guests, Mayor Alex Nuttall, Janie Cooper Wilson, Kwame Williams and Janelle, Shaq Edwards and Errol Lee. As well, Ron Clark and his team with Rogers Television, Michelle McDonald and her St. Peter's Tech crew, Brenna LeMay, our school chaplain, for leading us in prayer, John Collingborn, our wonderful principal, and the admin staff at St. Peter's, and the hard-working DVU team. They have worked tirelessly to ensure that this message would be embraced authentically during all the school activities this month and for 365 days of the year. I also want to thank all of the special visitors today from the school board and the city of Barrie. I want to thank all of the staff and students of St. Peter's for being such a respectful and engaging audience. And of course, my mom and my dad, who never miss an event. Thank you so much. Just want to leave you with a final message before we close up here today. Let us all go away in faith, in unity and kindness, remembering that diverse voices unite. Peace and blessings to you all. Thank you.
We just want to do a last thank you to Miss Heron. This would have never happened without her. She put all her work into this, and we want to say thank you, Miss Heron.
Yes, so thank you. And now we celebrate. Thank you so much, everybody.
and this marks the episode of the first DVU Team podcast of 2023. Some of you may be aware what the DVU Team is, but others may not. Others may be asking, what is the DVU Team? My name is Kisosin. I'll be your host for the following podcast episodes. Now, we would like to go around and introduce ourselves and what the DVU Team means to you.
I'm Nashaya, and the DVU Team means to me, it's like an opportunity for all of us to express our feelings about our cultures and to provide awareness for everyone.
My name is Rafina, and DVU means for me, as the name states, Diverse Voices Unite. I sort of see it as like a safe space for people of all different, coming from all different backgrounds, cultures, ethnicities to come together and share their opinions and thoughts about certain topics and things like that.
My name is Aminata, and DVU Team, what it means to me is, like Rafina said, a safe space for us to talk, share our feelings, and try to teach and maybe make us, even ourselves, understand more about our race, beliefs, or anything like that.
Hi, it's Miss Heron. Diverse Voices Unite to me means basically what everybody has said. We're really united in our thoughts and feelings. Is a celebration of different diversity. Whether whatever we think, whatever we feel, it's just educating ourselves, uniting together. Our theme this year is unity and kindness, so it's just kind of us coming together and exploring, history, exploring what's going on in the world today, and just having those courageous conversations. And like you said, feeling safe in doing so.
I'm Mads, and DVU to me is really hearing other students' voices, because it's one thing to hear people in the media, but to hear someone from your own classrooms really helps you understand the community in the school itself rather than out in the world.
And there's more people on the team. They're just not all here in the podcast. They're a little camera shy, but we got this. So what are we going to talk about first?
So the topic for today would be, why are we celebrating Black History Month? And I'll start out first. I think Black History Month, more specifically Canadian Black History Month, needs to be talked about more because it's kind of just shoved under the rug, and we're mostly speaking about American Black history, but there's a lot of Black history and important Black figures like Viola Desmond that did make Canada become what it is today.
If I could just jump in, that's really important to note as an educator, because in our history books, the Canadian Black history is really not in there. It's not even in the curriculum, right? Yeah. And students take grade 10 history, right? Yeah. So I believe, I've been told that it's not until the grade 11 history course that they get the Canadian Black history. So along with Indigenous studies that needs to be added in the curriculum, we also need Canadian Black history so that staff, students, right, we can learn about Viola Desmond as a Canadian civil rights activist.
And I'll add on to that, the Black history that's covered in the grade 11 credit is optional credit, so not that many people know to take it, and it's not taught to everyone like how the grade 10 credit is mandatory.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it is history, and it's important history, so it's essential for it to be taught in schools, and for people, including myself, to become more knowledgeable, because there's a lot of things I still don't know. There's a lot of things that I still want to understand, especially when it comes to Canadian Black history. So it's very important.
Yeah, speaking of Viola, she wasn't treated very well. You guys know this, right?
My mom grew up in the same town as her, actually.
Nova Scotia, right? Scotia, and I don't know the exact town. Was it Glasgow?
Yeah, that's exactly where she was, but my mom was around there, and it's the same things. They all went through the same stuff. It's a more white populated community, and
and it wasn't until that long ago that the Canadian government apologized to her for the way she was treated for tax evasion, when that wasn't even really true. I believe they gave her back most of the money, but what is really unique about it now is that how has Canada honored her? How has Canada honored her? With the $10 bill, right? We don't see a lot of female, figures on the $10 bill. Never mind someone that is of color.
Yes.
So that's pretty amazing that Canada apologized and that she is on the $10 bill. But I wonder how many people don't realize the significance. Yeah. Right? And just what she did. She stood up. Do you know what she was told?
She's not allowed to sit in the front.
Yeah. This is where the white people sit, this is where the Black people sit. And she said, no, I refuse. Right? And that caused a lot of problems, but she was determined, right, to keep,
to keep forth, and she's, you know, so powerful because of that. And although she's passed away, her what's the word that I'm looking for? Thank you. Is that right? And that's a huge part of our Canadian Black history that I think everybody needs to know about.
And something I would like to add on is that I feel like Canadian Black history, learning about it is important so everyone's more aware and knowledgeable on the topic. And even myself, I'm not a know-it-all. There's still a lot of terms and stuff that I don't know myself, which I think is important for me to educate myself on as well. And although these discussions will be hard, and that's why some reasons why some people shy away from it, it's going to be hard regardless, even if you try to move past it or not. So you still need to have these conversations.
It's hard work, but it's hard work. Yeah. I'm going to share something really fast. When I first started, you know, learning about Canadian Black history, you won't believe this, and I'm going to be really humble in saying this, with the Underground Railroad movement, I actually thought it was a real train underground. I'm serious. Yeah. Ignorance. I didn't know. Nobody taught me growing up.
A lot of people thought the same thing.
Yeah. And then quickly I learned, like, oh my goodness. And then I learned about Harriet Tubman. And oh my goodness. I learned so much.
It's crazy that we are supposed to educate ourselves on this knowledge because we're taught everything else in school. Right. So you would think they would educate us on that as well. Exactly. Yeah. And it's mostly like our history. So we don't even know our own history.
So how can people make a change today if we don't know the past?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
How is the ignorance going to go away? How are we going to have these conversations if we don't know where to begin? Right?
So this marks the end of our first podcast episode, and thank you so much for your participation, and thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next podcast episode.
Bye! Bye!